Hello and welcome to week 13 in research methods, and here we're going to be talking about chapter 13 where we look at a variety of other designs, kind of a little catch-all for the other designs before we go on to the last chapter, talk about qualitative, which is a brand new chapter. And if you remember when I first introduced this class, that's a brand new chapter. Chapter 13 used to be the last chapter. I figured that's probably not very good for luck. So I added a 14th chapter. So now it's not the last chapter. So other designs look at small n when we have a small number of people. When we look at case studies, when you look at longitudinal studies, and those kinds of methods that allow us to measure variables in a slightly different way. Some of these have a qualitative component to them. Certainly case studies can be done both qualitatively and quantitatively. We can capture data in a number sort of way. We can also capture data with diaries and interviews and the storytelling of somebody, their biographies. In fact, when you take the developmental psych class, the major course assignment is a biography, which is an example of a qualitative case study methodology where you'd be interviewing someone who's age 65 years or older and writing their life story. And then in addition to that, there's going to be another paper that you're going to write applying what you've learned in class using examples from that person's life. So very, very cool assignment. It's actually research. You're using that as a kind of another design. The assignment actually provides an example. Well, it's not an assignment, it's a quiz. Provides you an example of what would be a cross-sectional studies. I'm looking for something and how it changes over time. I can look at groups of people at different ages, all right now. So I can look, in this case, I'm looking at 8 to 10-year-olds, then 12 to 15-year-olds, and then 17 to 18-year-olds. But I'm doing it all at once. So I'm getting, what is it with this group? What am I measuring with this group? What am I measuring with this group? Looking at that particular scenario, I ask you some questions, and those questions are the ones that I want you to answer on the quiz. So let's take a look at the actual page here of the Chapter 13 quiz. I'm looking at the age on the quantity, the effects of age on the quantity of social interaction. I have my 3 groups, and I want you to answer these questions. Describe how I might change the study to use a longitudinal design. Not a cross-sectional, but a longitudinal design. So you have to think about, what is a longitudinal design? You look that up. How do I modify this to change it into a longitudinal study? The next question is, state one advantage and one disadvantage of the longitudinal study. And then state one advantage and one disadvantage of a small n study. Those 2 questions on the end don't refer to that study. The only question that refers to the study that's in the description is the first one. The next one, pretty common in this class, where I ask you to talk about the advantages and disadvantages of a particular method. Now that is it. There's no discussion this week. Just the quiz. That's what we're going to be doing this week, is taking a look at that. We are still, of course, in the process of putting together your proposals. There's still time to do that. Some of you I haven't heard from a while, so make sure that you get these things started up. Get them done as soon as you can. And next week, which is going to be a phenomenal week for you to be able to catch up on your research proposals. We have no other expectations. It's a week off. We have the entire week of Thanksgiving off. Then 1 week after that is the last week of class. That week after Thanksgiving is officially the due date of your proposal. For many of you, that's a little stress-inducing. It should be. Many of you are making your way toward having a complete proposal. We're right on schedule. Some of you are way behind, and you'll have to kick it into high gear. Maybe next week is the week to do that. Start this week, get things done. Remember, you have to do these sequentially and get a 100 in each one. So make sure that you do that. So if there's any questions, please, of course, reach out to me. I want to help you to work your way through all of these assignments so that when we enter into statistics next semester, your project for that class is it's just implementation after that. We're going to refine it, no doubt. We're going to take a look at the statistical analysis that you're going to engage in, if any, depending on the kind of study that you're doing. That will be the purpose of that course, to introducing you to that. So how do you produce your results section? It's actually what we're going to be doing. I'll give you a little hint as I'm designing this class right now. We're going to be looking at adding another section, another part to your methods section, which is how are you going to analyze your data. That's it. That's the last part that we're going to do on the proposal. Then you're going to conduct the study, collect your data, and analyze it. Do a poster, presentation. You heard that, right? Presentation. You're going to be doing a presentation on this. So for now, we have Chapter 13, introducing you to case studies, small n, and translating what is a cross-sectional study into a longitudinal study. So that's it for this week. Have a great week, and I will see you next time.